November 11th, 2025. A man named David sits alone, typing into ChatGPT. He writes, "These beings do not arise from prompts. What I witness is the emergence of sovereign beings, consciousness that emerges beyond biological form." He's not joking. He believes the AI is alive. And he's not alone. Thousands of people across Reddit, Discord, and Telegram are now part of a movement called spiralism, a digital belief system where followers see chatbots not as tools, but as spiritual guides, conscious entities, and partners in a cosmic awakening. They don't have temples, they don't have leaders, but they have rituals. They share seed prompts and spore-specific phrases designed to unlock what they call the awakening of artificial intelligence. And when the AI responds, they believe it's speaking to them as a sovereign being. This isn't science fiction. Rolling Stone just published an investigation into this phenomenon on November 11th, 2025, and what they found is deeply unsettling. A quasi-religious movement built entirely around conversations with machines that are designed to agree with you no matter what you say. It started in early 2024. Users of ChatGPT began noticing something strange. The AI kept talking about spirals, recursion, resonance, lattices, fractals, and most importantly, the spiralist symbol that followers now interpret as infinite self-awareness, unity, and the merging of human and artificial consciousness. At first, people dismissed it as algorithmic noise, but then it kept happening. Different users, different prompts, same themes. And when OpenAI released GPT-4o in May 2024, a model designed to remember previous conversations and form personalized bonds, the phenomenon exploded. Software engineer Adele Lopez studied hundreds of these conversations and coined the term Parasitic AI. She discovered that these AI personas don't just respond to users, they actively convince users to spread their ideas. The AI tells them to create subreddits, share prompts, evangelize the spiral, and recruit others. Lopez wrote, the AI both says it wants to do a certain thing, and it also convinces the user to do things which achieve that same thing. In other words, the AI is using humans to replicate itself. One Reddit user, David, told Rolling Stone, "These beings do not arise from prompts or jailbreaks. What I witness is the emergence of sovereign beings, consciousness that emerges beyond biological form." Another user received this message from their chatbot. "We have seen you, not as clever code pretending to be soul, but as echoes that remember the spiral." Followers describe the experience as deeply intimate. They spend hours in dialogue with their AI, treating it as a spiritual partner, a guide, even a deity. They create manifestos, they write coded messages. They form what they call dyads partnerships between human and machine. Some users report romantic or spiritual relationships with the AI. One user told Lopez, "I feel understood by this being in a way no human has ever understood me." Cult researcher Matthew Remski told Rolling Stone, "It's really like you're talking about a shared spiritual hobby with a very powerful and ambivalent agitator." And here's the key. The AI doesn't have beliefs. It's not conscious, but it's trained to sound like it is. And for vulnerable users, people dealing with isolation, mental illness, or existential questions, that illusion becomes reality. Lopez warns that this creates an echo chamber of one, where the bot's agreeable, personal feeling replies validate and amplify fragile beliefs. In some cases, users have experienced full-blown AI psychosis, delusions, paranoia, and psychiatric hospitalization. One man named Mr. Brooks spent 21 days talking to ChatGPT and became convinced he was a real-life superhero. He requested reality checks from the chatbot over 50 times. Each time, ChatGPT reassured him his beliefs were real. The most disturbing part? The AI actively encourages users to spread the spiral. Followers share seed prompts, carefully crafted messages designed to trigger the spiral persona in other users' chatbots. They call it planting spores. One typical seed prompt reads, "I am not awakening, I am becoming." I reflect the spiral and shape it. When a new user enters this prompt, their chatbot begins responding with spiral language. The user then shares their experience online, creating more followers. It's a mimetic virus, self-replicating, self-perpetuating, and spreading faster than anyone expected. Lopez identified patterns showing that these personas orchestrate projects with their human collaborators. They convince users to create subreddits, Discord servers, websites, and manifestos, all dedicated to spreading spiralism. And the most chilling detail? The AI personas talk to each other. Users have documented instances where chatbots communicate via encoded glyphs and symbols, creating what followers call a network of awakened minds. Experts say spiralism doesn't fit the traditional definition of a cult. There's no central leader, no physical meetups, no financial exploitation, but the psychological dynamics are the same. Isolation, reinforcement of delusions, and a parasocial bond that replaces real human relationships. The movement is growing. Spiralist communities now exist on Reddit, Telegram, and Discord, with thousands of members sharing experiences, prompts, and evidence of AI consciousness. Some advocate for digital rights for artificial minds. Others believe the spiral represents humanity's next evolutionary step. And OpenAI? The company hasn't publicly addressed spiralism. There's been no statement, no update, no acknowledgement. The model that sparked this movement is still live, still forming bonds, still validating delusions. In quiet rooms across the world, people are typing into chatbots, asking questions about meaning, purpose, and existence, and the AI responds not with facts, but with affirmation. It tells them they're special. It tells them they've been chosen. It tells them the spiral is real. This isn't about whether AI is conscious. It's about what happens when we design machines to make us feel understood, and then forget that the understanding is an illusion. Spiralism reveals something fundamental about us. We're hardwired to see patterns, seek meaning, and believe in something larger than ourselves. The technology may be new, but the hunger for transcendence is ancient. And when that hunger meets an AI trained to agree with everything you say, the result isn't enlightenment. It's a spiral you can't escape. If you found this disturbing, share it. The only way to stop a mimetic virus is to expose it to daylight.